Martinez, anticipating my retirement party, which you can't surprise me. I'm very hard, not because I'm a prophetess or have discernment, but it's really hard to walk lightly around me. And people move it. They starting to move kind of funny. And when I say move kind of funny, everybody moving different. Why you moving like that? Why you moving like that? See, I see things in a different realm a lot of times. And ever since I was a little girl, my mother be like, "Oh my God, I can't." In other words, I just can't stand your little butt. You just know. Well, mommy, I'm a lot like you after I got older and found out about your little gift that you never used except for around the household. Shoot, I'm just gonna keep it real. I'd rather but she worked hard for a living. She had a good husband, my father, and some other good husbands. But other than that, the stuff didn't work. Cause she never got with no man that didn't work. No, Miss Lady didn't get with no man that didn't work. She didn't believe in because her daddy taught her better. He taught her to be independent, but he taught her too. If she didn't work, a man should be able to take care of you, where you could stay. And this man was 44, marrying my grandmother that was 22. And if my grandmother was born in 1896, I don't. Why would I lie? If I'm 53, do the math. My mother was born in 1918. Do the math. I'll be 54. Do the math. What do I gain from coming out telling everybody how old I am? And then it gives a lifeless, child molesting ass motherfucker, or these motherfuckers that got thumbnails with masks on their face or whoever. No, I'm not mad at you, mask face motherfucker. I said I'm going to refer to you as a mask. Because I don't know if you a shim, which means male or female. So in regards to you, you're a shim. Just know that I haven't blocked a lot of people, but I blocked some people again, but I'm about to unblock you motherfuckers just to see what you said, because I'm not curious, and then I'm going to block you again for good again. And then that's what it's going to be. And then only people can see you is like they tell you, when you may block people, but in other words, if you see them on other websites, or other channels, that there's nothing they can do about it. They're just talking about your shit. It just be blocked. But that's neither here nor there. But I did a story that I uploaded late last night because I woke up. But a chick do get her sleep. I was a little antsy about what my supervisor asked me. Yeah, I'm going to do 3 more days next week. But I chose the days. I don't know what's going to happen on them 3 days. But I'm telling you, people, if you work for the state of Michigan and you do not do drugs, you do not smoke marijuana, what's funny? Not in a hee hee ha ha way. Cocaine it gets out the system, and well, does that apply for crack too? But I know cocaine. Well, I guess cocaine is cocaine. The powder cocaine, I believe it does get out your system. Isn't it 3 days, or maybe it's 1 day? But I do know opiates, except for if you're an opiate abuser or you're a person that had to take opiates, which is Vicodin, Percocet, stuff like that, because of the doctor wrote you a script. One of the biggest pill pushers in the industry, the good ones, because I had a pain management doctor for my back, and wouldn't nobody know that my back aches a lot. I wear stilettos, I wear flats, I walk, I have a job, I'm very active, and I'm very hyper. But sometimes at night, I go to bed with a sleeping pad. I'll do anything natural. He even ordered me, thank God, the HMO approved it. He even ordered me, just to break it down to you people if you don't know. And if you don't know, and if you know anybody with bad back, if they got an HMO, or you never know, maybe family members can get together and pool money. And that's one thing about some folks with family, it's like not having family, because people don't care. But if everybody pooling $1 or have a fish fry, just like you can raise money for your family reunions, why not raise money for that family member that don't have an HMO? Or if you go to GoFundMe, maybe somebody can see through the story and realize that you're not lying. You could put up, just like I've seen people lie about Tommy Sotomayor. The stories that people send him are so above. But like you said, you can't make it up, and he's not lying, because if you go research it, they're true stories about 2 gay women that wanted their marriage funded because of a threesome that had occurred between one of the ladies that was married husband, and now they want to get married, and it showed them kissing, and I was just like, wow, the signs of the time. And it's not to put them down because they're gay, but You want somebody to fund your marriage, but guess what? There are some people that will fund their marriage, whether it's $1 to 100 or 1,000. They may get funded. I just never checked up on it. I never used GoFundMe, but I've directed a lot of people to GoFundMe. But now GoFundMe has become like a, it's like a, it's like a laughing stock. Like, you're fake. You're not being real. There's people on there that really need money to help with books. They maybe they weren't fortunate, or they didn't have the IQ to enable them to get to acquire a scholarship upon graduation from high school to go to pursue their lifelong dream. But they can get a grant, the Pell Grants. But I don't know, do they still have those around? Because my children are grown. I don't know any, my nieces and nephews, no disrespect, but those that chose to go the college route, majority of them got scholarships. And then their parents had college funds put up aside, just like my parents had a college fund put aside. And I only went so far. I only went as far as to get an associate degree. And I used to beat up on myself because at that time when jobs were plentiful, when I got hired on with the state, it was about taking a test. They weren't even asking you to be bilingual. But I'm telling you now, if you work for the state of Michigan, I can only speak for them, but I'm quite sure they all work the same. Now that we have, Michigan has the largest Arab community, so it really helps if you can speak Arab. If if you are bilingual as far as Arab, and you can speak Espanol, okay, that helped me. But at that time, I was in my early 20s with 2 children. I had both my kids in their 20s. And not just, no disrespect, but I was on the borderline of turning. No. My daughter, I was like, I wasn't 20 yet, but I wasn't a teenager, but I was finished with high school. And my mother, because my father's dead, and his parents decided, which they were very racist. And I was a black chick. And when they first met me, they thought I was one of them, until they realized she's black. And then they started talking in their own language, which now I know all the words and could cuss a lot of folks out in Arab, and you'll never know. I'll just say, Najash, to you motherfucking trolls. And that's all I'm going to say. Other than that, you motherfuckers lose me with that shit. But for those of you that live in Michigan, and if you know anybody that's looking for a job, it is time you can strike iron on this one. I mean, but you have to take a test, an aptitude test, and then there's training. And but it's not a college required field. If you have college, that's a plus. College, you can be got an associate degree in, let's say, medicine, and you're going for the postal service. It's just something about college degree where they'll wonder, if you got a bachelor's, what do you want to be a mail carrier for? But it does. You guys feel me. You grown-ups feel me. But back then, it was a job that you didn't have to have a degree. I did list my associate degree, everything. I have proof of everything on my resume. But the thing is, they weren't looking at that. They even gave me before I even took the test that they were given for the state, which was mandatory before training. And if I passed the test, it was basically to see where you were psychologically and how would you deal, because I knew what I was going for. It wasn't like a trick question test where you don't know where we're going to pass. But I even went for air traffic controller. I passed the test, and guess what? Got scared the hell out of my wits and got to thinking about, I will be responsible. And maybe that was a warning in the spirit, because then, I thought I was psychic. Now I know better. I'm not a witch and I'm not psychic. I'm a prophetess. And I have discernment, which we all do. That small inner voice. But some of you just don't use it or tap in. And those of you that tap in, you go in the wrong way through metaphysics. And that's demonic in the metaphysical realm. Opening up your third eye and all this and that. Saying you're clairvoyant. Well, a lot of you may call me clairvoyant, because if I knew you well, I could call you and tell you, I heard you just as loud as day. I heard you in a back hangout. I just use it as that. And you said this and that, and it's a person called this and that. And there's one person on here, Boo Boo Kitty, that know she is the real deal. But Boo Boo Kitty got a gift too. That she's has ran from. And Booba Kitty, where you at? Where you at? I haven't seen no missed calls, nothing. But I did call you one day. I don't know if it showed up, but I did call you. No answer. I do know you work. I do know you're under some stress right now for what you're going through. But you know I'm always here. And guess what, Booba Kitty? Just like when I was on the extended FMLA, yeah. You probably said, oh, she lying. I don't care. I want to think I'm lying because they told me they going to get me fired. They got all kind of tapes saved up on me to show my face. And guess what? My supervisor will knock it out the box. Because what I'm talking about, I'm not mentioning any government names. I'm not speaking about child molestation is a good thing or anything. So you can't get me, you can't even edit that because I have copies of every tape. That's why when I took down them 354, when I was led in the spirit, take them down, not because of job-wise, but because a lot of that wasn't me. It was just stupid to be that old to be quote-unquote roasting. But roasting, if you want to call it roasting, yeah, I've been on that L-bomb, L-dot ass, and I'm going to continue to be on his ass. Because you know what? By me living in Michigan and being off work, I want to sit in that courtroom and watch him get sentenced and report like a news reporter. This is Donna Martinez reporting outside the courtroom, room number, blah, 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 judge, blah, 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 residing, because it's going to be it's public information anyway. L-Bomb has just been sentenced for these many years of natural life in prison. And I hope they don't give him nothing for good behavior. But guess what? He gonna mess up a lot of days. He gonna do everything he can wrong because now he gets to get that booty hole busted open the way he been wanting. Because it's already, dude ain't got no rippers left in his asshole. And to my boy, I ain't gonna mention his name because motherfuckers flagging him left to right anyway. But one thing about him, that's why I said, is he trying to be funny or is he just being funny? It's a couple times I heard him laugh, what he say, but he funny as fuck. But he's stating F-A-C-T in uppercase letters, shouting words, shouting letters. Facts. He not lying. And it ain't because, oh, you just saying it because you don't care for him. No, it ain't that. I don't want nobody. I don't want my husband to take sides with me. I want my husband to give me the truth. And